green smoothie here. I arrived in Minnesota yesterday and I saw just a massive growth of lamb's quarters. We've got a lot of lamb's quarters in the area. I did not plant these. They were just in this compost mix and they really just shot up off the top. So I'm going to be making a green smoothie this morning. So I'm going to harvest some, and this is about the right stage to harvest. They're about yay tall. Once they get taller, they start to get more woody, and they're going to start putting off seeds eventually. So it's actually kind of a good time. So I'd like to just harvest the whole thing. When you harvest them this quickly and you enjoy them, they are so succulent. They're so much better than regular spinach, and I can eat the stem and everything. It's amazing. And especially in the blender, in the Vita-Mix, you just whip it right up. So we're going to harvest a good handful, maybe about 8 ounces, and then whatever's left, like the stumps. Well, see, we've got some tomatoes growing in here too, and some squash, just from seeds that we threw in the compost pile. So I'm not sure if we should actually kill those. I'm thinking I want to turn the compost, of course, but I want to be able to get some stuff out of here. It'd be kind of cool. So we'll just harvest what we can, and then we'll keep turning it in, adding some more stuff on top. You know, delicately, almost with our hands instead of with big hand tools. We'll just turn it in, put some more soil on top, mix all the stuff that's been harvested, composted. We'll keep turning it so it's going to get broken down. Again, this thing's loaded with worms. You'd be amazed. Really happy with that too, because they're reproducing and they're eating really well. There's a lot of green foliage in here for them to eat off of. And I would always bring newspapers early on too, so there's definitely a lot of carbon for them to chew on. Check it out. So we're going to be blending this. I don't know what I have down there. I've got some bee pollen, you know, definitely spring water, maybe some apple. It doesn't really matter. Even just honey, bee pollen, this, and water would be perfect. So let's see what we make when we get downstairs. Alright, see you really soon. Peace. Alright, so I got this great idea. I was going to be doing something like apples or maybe mango and blueberries with my lamb's quarters, but instead I was thinking let's do something with hemp butter and some superfoods like bee pollen and some honey. So what we're going to start off with is the base, which is the freshly harvested spring water. Got it a couple days ago in New Jersey and brought it back to Minnesota. So it's going to be our base. It's going to be about 16 ounces. This is a 32-ounce container right here. We're going to add in a little bit of honey. This is the honey that we got from the bees up top. This is really good stuff, and I was amazed at the taste. I've had a lot of different honeys, and I was actually really impressed with this. This is pretty good. We're going to add about, don't be scared of the honey, maybe about a good tablespoon, maybe a little more. It was great, and it's like perfectly colored, not too dark. I mean, I'd like to experiment with some buckwheat honey or some different tree flowers, but that's that. Next, let me show you the hemp butter. So it's a sad fact, but most hemp seed that people are buying in the United States is rancid. It's just a fact of life. It's been shelled from its seed, and then it's usually never refrigerated and it's put on the shelf. I've been to places in New York where you actually scoop it out of a bulk bin that's at room temperature, and the seeds are yellow. It's disgusting. It's no wonder that people sometimes have negative reactions with hemp seed. As you can see here, this is hemp butter, and it's actually quite green. It's like it almost looks like a split pea soup. So there's obviously a lot of chlorophyll in here. And what they do is, as soon as they shell it, they'll make the butter out of it, and then they put it in the freezer. I just pulled this out of the freezer, and it's still like this. The freezing point is very, very low for hemp butter, or hemp oil, or hemp seed actually. This is really, really cool. So I'm gonna add about a 1/4 cup of this. A lot of good protein, some good fats, all the omegas, it's perfect. About a 1/4 cup. Like, this is my breakfast and it's almost 12:45 right now. Okay. Sticky. Wow. Goji berries, mountain rose herbs. Just to add a little sweetness to it, along with the honey. The bee pollen powder from Oregon, the wild bee pollen powder. About a tablespoon. Again, play around with it, it's up to you. Since I like the bee pollen so much, I'm going to do a little regular bee pollen, the granules. And then after that, we're going to throw in the lamb's quarters. About a tablespoon. So let's start that up, and then I'm going to start throwing in the lamb's quarters. So this right here is basically like a hemp nut milk. It's like Hemp Bliss, Manitoba Harvest, awesome stuff. That's the stuff to get. And I really like to order it, back to the hemp butter actually, I like to order it in 10-pound tubs. So that way I'm not going back and forth to the grocery store, and it's preserved, it's fresh. You can put it right in your freezer, it's perfect. So we got like a hemp milk right here, and then we're gonna be adding in the greens to it. This by itself is an amazing drink. Let's take a little taste. When you're at home, you can do this. Oh, really, really good. So, well, let's dump in the lamb's quarters. That's pretty good. That's almost like dessert, but we got to get some greens in. And with the Vita-Mix, it makes it pretty easy. That looks great. The consistency is nice. It's not too thick. It's not too watery. It still looks pretty much like a milk. Finishing up that spring water. We're going to take the lid off the Vita-Mix. And let's see how this goes. Nice color. A lot of wild greens in this. It's still really good. I can taste the honey, I can taste the hemp butter, I can taste the gojis. I would even want to add a little sea salt. I'm gonna dump a little sea salt in this thing just to balance it out. Stick with me. Sea salt. Can you believe that? Boom. Boom, sea salt. About a teaspoon. Let's get it back in the Vita-Mix. Start it on low, just give it a good stir. And that's it. That's your basic green smoothie / hemp milk superfood smoothie. Really great for guys that are working out. You got a lot of protein in here. Just an awesome after workout shake, smoothie, elixir, whatever you want to call it. Cheers, everybody. Peace.